name is Jeff Wells. I'm the park manager of Fort Loudon State Historic Area. For Garrison Weekend, however, I portray Ensign John Boggs, an officer that was stationed here from the summer of 1757 up into the time of his death, August 1760.
My name is Sam Reed. I portray Lieutenant Maurice Anderson, who was the physician at Fort Loudon from 1756 to 1760.
My name is William Jack. I'm portraying William Campbell, one of the South Carolina provincial soldiers that came as a reinforcement here in 1759.
My name is Charlie Rodarmer, aka Ebenezer Sweet.
My name is Don Abbott. I portray one of the blacksmiths that originally worked here at the fort.
My name is Jerry Wooten. I'm a soldier, a private in the Independent Company of South Carolina.
At the time, had friends that were, we were really into just flintlock rifles, primitive archery, things of that nature. And some of them had become interested in this. We had some mutual acquaintances down here and just came down to check it out. And in the meantime, found out they were pursuing the blacksmith impression here, and that had always interested me. So that's kind of what drew me in for keeps, was the blacksmith shop.
I've been a part of this living history program since its inception in 1986. I've served as a private in the company, I've served as a corporal, and most recently as an officer.
Several of those can't be mentioned on camera.
Just off the corner of that table talking to a group of high school students and discussing amputations, I was interrupted by just a loud thud and looked over and saw one of the students had passed out cold. I guess I was a little too graphic in my descriptions.
One morning, it's probably been 10 years ago or so, one of the sergeants got us up about 7 o'clock in the morning and marched us all the way to almost to the front part of the fort, around through the woods and back around on the road. And that was an interesting experience, getting woken up early and having to get all your gear on and go for a forced march.
One thing that really stands out to me was March of 1993, when we had a Garrison Weekend planned. However, the weatherman said that we could expect a harsh winter storm, blizzard-like conditions, he said. Well, many times we've heard these types of forecasts, and most times they don't come true. So we decided we would go on and stage the Garrison Weekend and not postpone it. That turned out not to be a very good decision, because that Friday night of that particular weekend, the blizzard arrived. By the time the snow stopped on Saturday, here in the fort, it was nearly hip deep. There were trees down across the road, and we had about 25 reenactors stranded in these winter blizzard-like conditions for 4 or 5 days. But on the other side, they got a true feeling of what life in the 18th century might have been like.
First and foremost, you want to have an interest, some sort of interest in history. It varies in many different ways. Some folks are interested in the culture, some like the clothing, some like the weaponry. I think if you just had a minimal knowledge of those things, especially if you're trying to recreate a military character like we are, that's going to help give you a foundation for doing a good interpretation of a soldier, of a Civil War soldier.
For a first-time reenactor or potential reenactor, you have to realize that it can be uncomfortable and it can be very hard work. These wool uniforms are warm in the winter, they're also warm in the summer. So a first-time reenactor has got to realize that you won't be living in the 21st century, you'll be living in the 18th century and subject to a lot of the discomforts that these soldiers were here subjected to in the 1750s.
You know, try it out. You know, the thing is, reenacting, you know, it looks like it's fun, and a lot of times it is fun, but there is some dedication where you have to put in time to learn the drill, you know, researching your clothes, researching the person that you're portraying, or the people that you're portraying. But it's just, it's got a feel, an experience that, you know, a lot of sites are neat and interesting, but you know, here at Fort Loudon, it's just an incredible environment to do living history.